What's going on, you guys? I'm shooting this quick video. First of all, I want to say congratulations to all the new members in the Winning Circle group that got started with our group inside of the leading source of education for Forex and cryptocurrency trading. It is February the 11th, 2018. I am shooting this video to go over a specific pair that I'm going to have my eyes on for this upcoming week, which is Great British Pound, Australian Dollar, GBP AUD. And I'm going to show you the confirmations that I have. First, I want to throw out a disclaimer. I am no guru. I am no expert in the foreign exchange market. I have had success trading Forex. I have also had success helping other people get started in the foreign exchange market to earning daily profits while they learn how to trade in the largest financial platform in the world, which is trading Forex. But I do want to throw that out there that even though we had past results, it is no guarantee that you're going to get future results with our trade setups, with our signals, and with our support. But having the access to a group like the Winner Circle group, having access to the Imarketslive, having access to the key strategies, tools, indicators, and resources inside will help your winning percentage tremendously. So we shoot these videos to just give insight on what we're looking for as a group, what I'm looking for personally, and if you decide that you want to take the trade with us, that is at your own risk. Investments and trading in the foreign exchange market is no guarantee. There is a risk factor, but as long as you utilize good risk management, you will always come out on top. So with GBP AUD, I've already drawn out the charts. As you can see, these red boxes is my high zones, my support and my resistance zones. As you can see at the bottom, we have another zone here. I have a green line to showcase the very low point of the zone, and a green line at the top to showcase the very high point of the zone. Right now, GBP AUD is going through an uptrend. It's consolidating within the zone. This is the zone here, but right now it's going on an uptrend. What I'm looking for, GBP AUD, is to fall, being that it's at the top zone. Here, I'm expecting it to fall to the bottom zone. But in order for it to fall to this bottom zone, there has to be some key confirmations take place before we know to jump into this trade. And the first confirmation is this is on the daily chart. We're watching it now. So if it was a drop from this zone to this zone, we would catch, let's see, how many pips is that? This would be over 1,500 pips to the downside. That's a 1,500 pip fall. Now it may take 2 months. Like I said, these are daily. This is the daily chart, so each candle is a day, and this can be 2 months of it going from the bottom to the top. So if it took 2 months for it to come from the bottom to the top, it may take 2 months to go from the top to the bottom. So you can be a long-term trader and hold it if it showcases itself, because you don't want to jump in the market blindly. You want to set up a trap, and if the market reveals itself, that is when you take the trade. So if I'm expecting it to fall, I'm looking for it to fall, I have to wait for certain confirmations and certain things to happen in the market to showcase and to reveal that we are coming to the downside, because it can quite surely continue to go up. So I don't want to just jump into the market as soon as the market opens and go in for a sale and try to catch it at the highest point and without having confirmation. So the first thing that I look for is a confirmation of breaking a certain level of support, resistance, or trend. And this green line in the middle is a level of resistance right here. There's a level of resistance here. There's a level of resistance there, and as you can see, I continue to go back as a level of resistance here. So I can utilize this as my first confirmation stage on the daily chart. And what I also have is another source of resistance here. It came all the way up to the high, came down to the immediate low, this point, and then it bounced back up. So I utilized this area, and as you can see, it consolidated at this area here. It came near this area here, went back down. It came near, used this area right here multiple times, and it dropped. So I'm going to use this as my next area of support or resistance, and another area for confirmation. Now I also drew out a trend line. Being that it's going on an upward trend, I connected the trend here. I connected this low and this low. So I'm expecting it, if anything, if it does break this first area of support or resistance and it breaks through, my next area for it to break, my next confirmation will be this trend line. If it breaks this trend line, I will wait for it to break, and it may break and come here and then come back up to retest. And if I see a retest or a retracement, if it doesn't come back past my trend line or back past my green area, I am going to go in for a sell. And when I ride the sell, depending on where it's at, will we catch the sell at? If it's high in this area, I'm going to ride it to this area and catch about 100 pips. And I can scale the market and trail the market and either close out here and wait for another break, because it may come to this area and then bounce right back up to here or back up to the high. So being that I do want to take my profits, I don't want to wait too long and get to this area and keep my trade open and then it end up coming all the way back to my entry. Once it gets to this area, I'm going to close my trade and wait for another setup. Now if it breaks this area, if it comes down, breaks this area, comes back up and retest it as now the support, just like here. It came down and broke through the area. It came back up and it tested it as support. If it doesn't break back through, I'm looking to sell again, just like here. It broke down, came up for the test, and then we put a sell. You don't necessarily put the sell when it breaks because it can be a fake out and go up to heaven. But you want to wait for confirmation. So here it broke down. I'm waiting for the retest. Here comes the retest. It came up to retest. It did not break. It started to go back down. I jump in for the sell and I catch all of this. That's what I'm looking for when it comes and it breaks this area again. Because the market is going to repeat itself. I'm waiting for it to break the area again. And if it breaks, I wait for the retest. If a retest does not come back above the area, above this line, I'm going to go in for the sell and I'm going to ride it all the way back down to the zone. But it's the same thing with the trend line. Once it breaks the trend line, it's going to come back to retest the trend line or near the trend line. If it doesn't go back above the trend line, I'm going in for the sell and I'm going to take profit here. Then wait for it to break this support zone. Once it breaks this support zone, I wait for the retest. If it doesn't come back above this area, I place another sell and I write it down here. And that is basically what I look for on the hour. I'm sorry, on the daily. You can look at it on the hour chart as well, and you can see that it is at now stuck on this support area. Once it breaks this support area, I am looking to sell. If it breaks here, I'm looking for it to retest. And once it retests and it starts to fall again, I'm jumping in for a sell, and I'm going to take profit either at the trend line or at my green line. So that's one thing that I look for. Now, this is something that I've been practicing. I've been testing out. It is a brand new system that we have only available for our Winner Circle group. So if you are not an active member, and you have to be an active member in a Winner Circle group to start to get access to this. We're not going to release it just yet. I was going to release it to the group, but I decided to not release it just yet for the simple fact that I wanted to continue the learning process of everybody in the group. Now, there's certain qualifications that can take place to where you can get this setup. I haven't showed you the setup yet, but I'm going to share the setup with you, our new system, our Winner Circle system, in just a minute. But in order to get this system, there's a few things that has to happen. You have to either be with us for at least 3 months, actively with us for at least 3 months. You have to remain an active member with our Winner Circle group for 3 months, or you have to be in a Platinum 150. If you're a Platinum 150, Platinum 600, Platinum 1000, if you're ranking in as an IBO, independent business owner, you're helping our team grow, you're a trainer, or you're helping inside of the group, you can get access to the system. But if you're brand new, I don't necessarily want to give you access to the system just yet until you learn the basics and you learn the technical analysis of how to read the charts, because I'm telling you, this system is going to make it easy for our members to find trade setups in the foreign exchange market. And what I haven't given it a name yet is based off of the algomat, but this is the system right here, and I'm going to show you why this system can be a game changer for the winner circle group. It may look like a lot, it may look like, especially if you're brand new, you don't know what you're looking at, but basically what we're looking at in the foreign exchange markets is setups on when to place a trade for a sale. If we're expecting it to fall, we place a trade for a sale. We're expecting it to buy, we're placing a trade, or we're expecting it to rise and to go up, we're placing a trade for a buy. And this system is going to give you exact pinpoint accurate entries on when to place a sell, when to place a buy, and when to take profits. So even when I was drawing up the charts and I showed you confirmations on if I was to place a sell here, I would probably take profit here or here or a certain area because of confirmations that we have, being that we drew up the charts. But if you don't necessarily have a chart drawn up, or if you don't know how to draw a chart, you might not know exactly when to get in a trade. And even if you're in a trade and you're in profit, you might not know when to take profit. So with this system, it's going to give you pinpoint accurate entries and exits. And just to go through briefly what this system can do and how to read it, as you can see over here on this right hand side, it says scalp trade. Now you can do this on any time frame. I'm looking at GBP AUD just as if I was looking at GBP AUD here on the daily time frame, and I'm expecting it to fall, to at least create an M pattern. As you can see, M's and W's are created all of the time. If you look to the left right here, you see an M pattern: up, down, up, down. Same thing here: up, down, up. What goes up must come down to create an M pattern. So I'm expecting it to fall, just judging off of my analysis and my eye and my experience. I'm expecting this pair to fall. Now if I go to our system, it says the same thing. As you can see, these threes is high probable trades. Whenever I see a three pop up and this outer band, this red band, I call this the sidewalk. Whenever a 3 pops up on the outer band of the sidewalk, it is an indication that it is going to fall. And when it falls, once it goes to the outer band to one side, it has to come cross over. I call this the street, as we're looking at it. Bends, as you can see, but this is like the street. This black part with the dotted line, this is the street. This red band is the outer band, this is the sidewalk, and this red band is the other sidewalk on the other side of the street. So whenever you get a 3 popping up at one side of the sidewalk, it has to come down, cross the street, and get to the other side. So whenever I see a 3 pop up at the top, I know to enter for a sale. And as you can see, after the 3 entered at the top, immediately it started to drop. You have one candle, and this is on a daily chart. So the first day it dropped, second day it dropped, third day it dropped, fourth day it dropped, fifth day it dropped, sixth day it dropped. The seventh day it went up a little bit, then it continued to drop until you got your reversal indication here, because this system will tell you when a reversal is happening. The reversal happened. We got a continuation here. Once the 3 popped up here on the bottom side of the sidewalk, this is when I exit this first trade, and this is about 400 pips. You done rode it for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and then you're getting out. Now that the 3 is at the bottom, we're going to ride the wave, and we're going to go back up to the top, because once it gets to the bottom, it has to come back to the other side of the street. It has to cross the street and get to the other side of the sidewalk. So once I see this 3, I'm exiting my first trade for the sale. I'm taking that profit of 400 some odd pips, and now I'm entering for a buy. And as soon as I enter for a buy and I get confirmations, I'm sorry, that's my daughter in the background. She's probably downstairs yelling at her brothers. But as soon as I get this confirmation as a buy, I'm jumping in, and it's riding its way up. So this is our new system set to release. If you're brand new and you got a pair and you want to trade a pair, we have a few people that has this system. So basically just write in the chat and ask us, what does the algorithm say? What does the equalizer say? We have to come up with a name for the system. This system is only available for us to win a circle. Here you can see it'll tell you when to place a trade. If all 3 of these boxes are checked green, it is going to tell you buy now, buy